Did you know that the White House, the symbol of American presidency, was once set ablaze by British troops? This shocking event unfolded during the War of 1812, a conflict that often slips through the cracks of history despite its profound impact on the young United States. The road to war was paved with simmering tensions between the United States and Great Britain. The British Navy, locked in a global struggle with Napoleon's France, resorted to impressment, a practice of forcing American sailors into service on British warships. This blatant disregard for American sovereignty fueled outrage across the nation. Adding fuel to the fire were British trade restrictions that crippled American commerce. Caught in the crossfire of the Napoleonic Wars, the United States found its neutral rights violated, its economy stifled, and its citizens' livelihoods threatened. These grievances, coupled with the desire to secure its western borders from British interference, pushed the United States to declare war on Great Britain in June 1812. The War of 1812 was a testament to the resilience and determination of the young American nation. This conflict, often overshadowed by other historical events, played a crucial role in shaping the identity and future of the United States. It was a time when the fledgling nation, barely 3 decades old, faced immense challenges from a powerful adversary. The war was not just a series of battles, it was a struggle for survival and recognition on the global stage. From the high seas to the Canadian border, battles raged, testing the mettle of American forces against a formidable foe. The British, with their superior naval power and experienced troops, posed a significant threat. Yet the Americans, driven by a fierce sense of independence and patriotism, fought valiantly. The war saw numerous skirmishes and full-scale battles, each one a testament to the bravery and tenacity of the American soldiers and sailors. The Battle of Lake Erie in 1813 witnessed a decisive American naval victory, securing control of the Great Lakes and boosting American morale. Under the command of Oliver Hazard Perry, the American fleet managed to defeat the British, ensuring that the Great Lakes remained under American control. This victory was not just a strategic win, it was a morale booster for the entire nation, proving that the American Navy could stand up to the might of the British fleet. On land, the Battle of Chippewa in 1814 showcased the growing prowess of the American Army. This battle, fought in the thick forests and open fields of Upper Canada, was a turning point. The American forces, led by General Winfield Scott, demonstrated their improved training and discipline, managing to defeat a larger British force. This victory was a clear indication that the American Army was becoming a formidable force, capable of taking on the seasoned British regulars. Despite suffering heavy casualties, American forces held their ground against a larger British force, demonstrating their ability to stand toe-to-toe with seasoned British regulars. The battles were brutal and the losses significant, but each engagement further solidified the resolve of the American troops. They were fighting not just for territory, but for the very principles of freedom and independence that their young nation was founded upon. However, the war reached its dramatic climax with the burning of Washington, D.C. in August 1814. This event was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities that the young nation faced. The British, in a bold and devastating move, managed to capture the American capital, setting fire to key government buildings. The sight of Washington in flames was a sobering moment for the American people, highlighting the high stakes of the conflict. British troops, in retaliation for the American attack on York, marched into the American capital, setting fire to key government buildings, including the White House and the Capitol. This act of retaliation was meant to demoralize the American populace and government, yet instead of breaking the spirit of the nation, it galvanized the American resolve. The burning of Washington became a rallying point, a symbol of the sacrifices being made for the cause of independence. The War of 1812, with its many trials and tribulations, ultimately strengthened the American spirit, laying the groundwork for a more united and resilient nation. Section 4. Leaders and Heroes, Shaping the Course of War. The War of 1812 was a defining moment in American history, a conflict that tested the resilience and determination of a young nation. It was a time when leaders emerged from the shadows, stepping into the light to guide their people through one of the most challenging periods they had ever faced. The War of 1812 was marked by the leadership of figures who would shape the destiny of the young nation. These leaders were not just military strategists but also visionaries who understood the broader implications of their actions. They were men who could see beyond the immediate chaos of war to the future of the country they were fighting to protect. President James Madison, facing immense pressure and challenges, guided the nation through this tumultuous period. His leadership was characterized by a steadfast commitment to the principles of democracy and a deep understanding of the geopolitical landscape. Madison's decisions during the war would have lasting impacts on the nation's development. On the battlefield, General William Henry Harrison emerged as a national hero. His military acumen and bravery were instrumental in several key victories. Harrison's ability to inspire his troops and his strategic brilliance made him a formidable force against the British and their allies. His victory at the Battle of the Thames in 1813, which resulted in the death of Tecumseh, a key Native American ally of the British, solidified his reputation as a skilled military leader. This battle was not just a tactical win, but also a significant blow to the British alliance with Native American tribes, altering the course of the war. On the seas, Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry's decisive victory at the Battle of Lake Erie made him a household name. Perry's leadership and tactical genius were crucial in securing American control over the Great Lakes, a strategic advantage that would prove vital in the war's outcome. His famous dispatch, "We have met the enemy and they are ours," resonated throughout the nation, bolstering American spirits and highlighting the significance of naval power in the war. This message not only celebrated a significant victory, but also served as a rallying cry for the American people, uniting them in their resolve to defend their nation. The leaders and heroes of the War of 1812 left an indelible mark on American history, their legacies shaping the course of the nation for generations to come. Section 5. A Nation Forged, the Aftermath and Legacy of 1812. The War of 1812, though ending in a stalemate with the Treaty of Ghent in 1814, had profound and lasting consequences for the United States. The treaty essentially restored relations between the US and Britain to their pre-war status, but the war's impact went far beyond the diplomatic sphere. It was a conflict that tested the young nation's resilience and determination, and in many ways it emerged stronger and more unified. It secured the nation's independence, solidified its national identity, and ushered in an era of national pride and unity. The war gave rise to a new sense of American nationalism as citizens from different states and backgrounds came together to defend their homeland. This newfound unity was reflected in the cultural and political life of the nation, as Americans began to see themselves as part of a single, cohesive entity. The war also marked the demise of the Federalist Party, which had opposed the conflict, paving the way for the rise of a more unified political landscape. The Federalists' opposition to the war was seen as unpatriotic by many, leading to their decline in influence and the eventual dissolution of the party. This shift allowed for the emergence of new political movements and ideologies that would shape the future of the United States. Moreover, the war fostered a sense of American exceptionalism, as the young nation had once again stood up to a European power and emerged intact. This belief in American exceptionalism would go on to influence the country's foreign and domestic policies for generations to come. The war also served as a proving ground for future American leaders, many of whom gained valuable experience and recognition during the conflict. The War of 1812 also had significant implications for Native Americans, who had fought on both sides of the conflict. Many Native American tribes saw the war as an opportunity to resist American expansion and protect their lands. However, the end of the war brought new challenges and hardships for Native American communities. The war's end saw the further erosion of their land and autonomy as the United States expanded westward. The U.S. government pursued policies that led to the displacement and marginalization of Native American tribes, resulting in the loss of their traditional territories and ways of life. This period marked the beginning of a long and difficult struggle for Native Americans to preserve their culture and sovereignty in the face of relentless American expansion. Section 6. A Forgotten Conflict. The War of 1812 in the Shadow of History. Despite its significance, the War of 1812 often remains overshadowed by other pivotal events in American history, such as the American Revolution and the Civil War. Perhaps this is because it lacks a clear-cut victor or a single defining moment that captures the public imagination. However, the War of 1812 deserves our attention and remembrance. It was a crucible from which a young nation emerged stronger, more united, and more confident on the world stage. It shaped the destiny of the United States and continues to resonate in the nation's psyche, reminding us of the sacrifices made to secure its independence and forge its identity.